Hello and welcome to Foxy Little Nuggets, where the carousel of news meets the pothole of disaster and the horses fly off in several directions, unencumbered by gravity. Tonight we have got 4 stories, usually 4, and then a nice happy ending. So we'll get on with them. We're going to talk about Burnham's Brains Trust because it seems to have misplaced all of its brains. Andy Burnham has not yet properly settled, of course, into Downing Street, but the sensible economists that were supposedly advising him already appear to be keeping a rather safe distance from the machinery. Before Makerfield, Burnham's team let it be known that some reassuringly serious people were advising him, like Richard Hughes from the OBR, Andy Haldane from the Bank of England, and Jim O'Neill from Goldman Sachs. There was presumably there to calm the markets, make sure that the bond markets thought, yes, he's not going to go mad. Well, that was presumably the idea at least. But now the adults have left the room and mad little Burnham is sitting there banging the tax hammer left, right and centre. They apparently examined the engine. They heard what was happening. They said, this isn't right. They came up with proposals that were then immediately rejected. That clanking noise is Miata Farnbuller setting up her motorbike and riding to the rescue with new policies such as tax the rich, tax the middle classes, tax the workers, tax the poor, tax. Precious. You thought it was bad under Rachel Reeves. My God, this one is going to be even more. The only unresolved detail for all this tax is who's going to pay it. They can't tax everyone all of it. Otherwise, what's the point? They literally have no idea what they're doing. None. But they're going to keep doing it anyway. So you've got the sensible people leaving the room and the nutters filling it up again. Moving on, England's smallest county, Rutland, is about to be subsumed, consumed and abolished and merged with parts of Leicestershire. The county has survived wars, plagues, monarchs, industrialisation, several centuries of English weather, but it's finally met an enemy it cannot defeat: a government spreadsheet. The government plans to abolish 134 district and county councils and replace them with 38 unitary authorities, each of which will serve roughly 500,000 people. Rutland only has 41,000. And they decided that that's not big enough, and so it's got to go. It's also got to go by the socialists, at least, because it's a very wealthy county. So Whitehall have decided it's going to join Leicester. The problem is the people wanted people living in Rutland either wanted to preserve Rutland or at least allow it to join Lincolnshire, which is much more suitable given, shall we say, the lifestyle choices of the people of Rutland. It was previously Leicestershire back in the reforms of 1974, but it managed to resurrect itself in 95, 21 terrible years. But it came back, and now here we are 31 years later. I can count. 31 years later, it's going again. This time, possibly forever. Or at least until we get a right-wing government in that says, this isn't working, it's stupid, let's have smaller counties. Oh, well. At least the people of Rutland will know that while their county name is being absorbed and gone and destroyed, their council bills will more than make up for it, likely to rise by about 10% in line with Leicester's. There we go. Number 3, ministers have approved a £153 million aid package for Pakistan, which has its own nuclear weapons, nuclear policy, space technology, etc. Don't know why we need to give them any money at all. Of course, they're not accepting back their awful people. The aura of children is not being apparently sent back. Shabir Ahmed. Pakistan say, well, we don't want him. Well, he's yours. He's not a British citizen. He's a Pakistani citizen. Off you go. I think if we just stuck him on a plane and sent him, what are they going to do? Not a lot they could, is there? Pakistan's foreign ministry said Ahmed is Britain's responsibility because he spent his adult life here and committed these crimes on British soil. I'm going to suggest that, no, he needs to go back to Pakistan because what he's done is all part of their culture. It's not our culture. We don't do that in this country because we're civilised and not savages, not barbarians, not scum like Shama Ahmed. So we need to send him back to where he can continue being scum, well away from us. Protect our children. If Pakistan don't like it, perhaps they can do the decent thing. But of course, being cowards that they are, being moral cowards that they are, the British government did not withhold the 153 million, which had been the easiest thing to do. Oh, you want that money? Yeah. Write the cheque out. And you want this money? Yeah. And then just rip the cheque up in front of them. While he's here, you get nothing. And then watch them go, oh, okay, we'll take him. Because it's worth it. There we go. But that's it. Weakness of the left. Our craven Labour government refuses to pander. And so will willingly leave this man, a direct threat to children in this country, on the streets because it hasn't got the balls to stop him. Maybe if they took his balls off, that would make the children in this country safer. In fact, let's take all these bastards' balls off, put them in a picture frame, say, this is what happens when you do this to children. What do you think? Anyway, we're going north of the border, up Scotland way, BBC Scotland, in fact. It's facing its final few days. BBC Scotland's standalone television channel will face closure because nobody really wants to watch it. Since its launch in 2019, it's cost licensed players at least 204 million in that time, and basically only 1 in 8 Scots watch it at least once a week. It's not much, is it? It's like all of it, though. It's BBC. Nobody wants to watch it. But they've already cancelled most of the big programmes associated with it because of costs, and it's basically just filled with repeats and stuff copied from, English BBC. The BBC will not publish how many viewers watch it because it's embarrassing. They will not even produce its costs, which is embarrassing. And it's also, I'm going to suggest, rather odd considering they want to keep pushing for us to pay their TV licence, but they don't want to give us the data. If we're paying for it, surely we're entitled to that data. Breaking news, I don't pay for a TV licence because I don't watch BBC or ITV. I don't watch any broadcast television. Of course not. I live on YouTube. So the viewing figures, they must be really bad if they won't publish them. And so, close it. Would anyone in Scotland care? Would you miss it? Let me know. Finally, though, and this is a cracker. You get these and finallys, and sometimes they're good and sometimes they're meh. This is a good one. I know whoever come up with this, genius. A small village council has apparently solved one of Britain's most pernicious and persistent modern problems. People ignoring notices. After repeatedly putting up polite signs saying, do not block access to a narrow lane, residents reportedly replaced them with a new message. The new message read, do not park here. A tractor may remove your wing mirror and the tractor will not notice. Parking improved immediately. No national advertising campaign, no behavioural science unit, no consultants charging £1,400 a day to explore the emotional journey of the motorist. Just one agricultural machine and a warning that if the farmer hits your car, he won't feel it. It's heartening, isn't it? It's a nice little reminder that Britain still possesses some practical wisdom from time to time. And big tractors. Nearly hit one today, actually. I'm coming out of here. Well, I've got farms all around me. And this thing, it was about 2/3 the width of the road. I had to more or less not quite go in a ditch, but it weren't far off it. He went across on that way. We got past each other, but God almighty. Anyway, let me know what you think. Thanks very much. Bye.